In this new SPM video series I'm calling Crew Call, I intend on interviewing friends, colleagues, industry members, teammates about their love of anything with a motor. So I don't care if it's a boat, plane, car, motorcycle, even a Ford Mustang. I want to hear about it. I want to understand why they love that vehicle so much. So I'm going to kick it off with my story. I just recently traded in a Harley-Davidson Lowrider S, my first motorcycle, and I picked up the all-new Harley-Davidson Street Glide ST, and I want to share it with you. Let's take a ride. Growing up as a kid in Northern California, I had some really cool jobs. Most of them revolved around the automotive industry. So when I was 16, 17 years old, I got a job as an apprentice painter in a hot rod and Harley shop called Artwork by Steve. And that's really where I developed my love of Harley-Davidsons. But I never had the money, I never had the time. I was always full of excuses and never bought a Harley. I always just kind of appreciated them from afar. So that was until 2000 when I finally worked up the cash and the courage and I went to Tilley Harley-Davidson and I plopped my money down and I bought a 2020 Lowrider S, and it was absolutely awesome. So it was the first bike I'd never ridden in my life, and I just thought it looked cool, and that's pretty much how I made my buying decision. And quickly I realized that the bike looked amazing, but it didn't really fit me well. So I've been consistently thinking about what was that next bike going to be. So over the last 2 years, a lot of my buddies kind of got into baggers, and I really started paying attention to the pros and cons of riding that bigger bike. The biggest pro for me was having the bags on the side of the bike and being able to kind of have some stuff with me. You know, get caught in a rainstorm and you don't have a rain jacket, you don't have extra water, gasoline, any of that kind of stuff. You know, the Lowrider S was cool, but it was really a bar hopper, and I don't go to a ton of bars on my bike. So it wasn't necessarily for me. So recently, Harley-Davidson just came out with a performance bagger line called the Street Glide ST. They've got a lowrider, they've got a road glide, and they have the Street Glide all in the ST line. And I absolutely fell in love with it. So it had a lot of those kind of characteristics of my lowrider. They had a bike that was all black, with the gold lettering on the side, some gold accents in the wheels and on the motor, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful and a must-have. So I hit up AMP at Harley-Davidson, Tilley Harley-Davidson here in North Carolina. I shot him a note and said, when you get one of those bikes in, put my name on it, I am the buyer. And kind of as fate would have it, he hit me up a couple days later and said, one just hit the floor, your name is on it, come on down and see if you like this thing. So over the weekend, I rode up to Tilley Harley-Davidson. I handed them the keys to my 2020 Lowrider S, and they handed me back this 22 Harley-Davidson Street Glide ST in black, and it is absolutely amazing. So to be honest with you, this is the biggest bike that I've ever had the opportunity to ride. I had a total of about 3 minutes on a buddy's Road King when we switched bikes and went from the gas station back to his house. That was the extent of my experience on a bagger. So when I rode up to Tilley Harley-Davidson, I took the Road Glide out for a ride and I took the Street Glide out for a ride, and I immediately just fell in love with the Street Glide. I liked the fairing, I liked the way it looked, I liked the way it handled. It felt a lot smaller to me than the way the Road Glide felt, and it was just kind of, for me, absolutely perfect. So I'm going to continue to report on what ownership of this bike is like, but I wanted to share this first video with you. I rode it back from Tilley Harley-Davidson back to my house in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think the bike has about 63 total miles on it. When I took it out for the test ride, it had 3 miles on it. So I'm 60 miles into this ownership experience, and so far so good. I think it is absolutely badass, and I can't wait to share more of this journey with you. All right, guys and gals, I hope you enjoyed this video. Short, sweet, to the point. I hope you enjoy the brand new Street Glide ST. If you got any questions about it, I will be happy to answer them. Just hit me up in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to know about this all new bike. All right, talk to you soon.